Today is a sad day because I'm actually selling my 2003 Hummer H2. I call him Frank. You may have seen him on TFL Truck or TFL Off-Road channels, but it's time to let it go. In this video I'm going to show you the condition of the truck, tell you everything about it, and it's going up for sale on TFLbids.com, our brand new auction site run by TFL. For you guys, for the community, for truck lovers and all kinds of enthusiasts. So let me show you around my H2 and tell you everything that's great and maybe a couple of things that are not so great about it. It's a 2003, basically the first year of the H2, and it first was purchased by TFL Truck, by Roman and team, about 3 years ago, and then about 2 years ago I purchased it from Roman and team. It's very clean, low miles. As you can see, the body has practically no rust. If you look down below by the rocker panels, I just washed the truck, but it's been snowing. So if you kind of look in here, you can see the body is in really great shape. I'll show you the interior a little bit later. It has these removable detachable side steps. It helps to get in and out of the truck, but they have a kind of a hand crank nuts and very easy to remove. These are mud terrain tires, about 2 years old, about 8,000 miles on these. These are almost new tires, KM2s, BF Goodrich mud terrain. I also have a spare, which I'll show you in a second. This truck is basically stock with the exception of a couple of upgrades we did to the steering. So if you see right there, this has a heavy-duty steering components rack from Cognito. It's an aftermarket company that kind of makes these front ends for Hummers very similar to what a GM heavy-duty truck would be. So basically these are known for factory systems on these H2s are known to not be very good off-road, so we upgraded it immediately when we purchased it. If you see that red shock in there, brand new shocks, about a month old. I just spent a lot of money kind of getting this truck set up. It's time to let it go because I want a pickup truck. I'm not using this H2 quite enough. Also, this top A-arm was replaced because the bushing wore out and was a little noisy. So the suspension is basically updated to factory spec. The steering is upgraded. The engine, let me pop the hood for you. It's a 6-liter Vortec heavy-duty engine. It has, and I'll show that to you in a second, 115,000 miles. So very, very low mileage. Well, for the year, it's about 17 and a half years old now. So 2 clips. And then the hood flops open forward, as you can see right here. So this is a 6-liter factory, all factory. It's really reliable. I've had 0 issues with it. I've towed a 6,000-pound boat trailer for some family vacations during the summer. About 316 horsepower. It's a 4-speed automatic. I had one tiny issue with, I don't know if you see down here, there was an exhaust leak, a slight leak that I actually fixed with a bracket that you guys recommended on YouTube, and that was fixed. The air filter is also relatively new. So in general, the mechanical condition of this truck is very good, I would say. It gets, well, what, 11 mpg, towing or not towing, it kind of doesn't care. Has lots of torque, about 360 pound-feet of torque. And if you know GM trucks, you know this engine and this transmission really well. So let me button it back up really fast. Once again, well, the paint is in decent shape. Not too many scratches or fading. I'll show you one scratch in the rear. It comes with these Hummer roof rails, Hummer specific cargo box. It has 2 sets of keys. So if you can see right here, 2 sets of keys with remotes. And the whole look for this truck is actually not blinged out, but really blacked out. So, and actually the roof box is lockable, and the roof rails are lockable, and the keys are included right here. So basically, one of the keys goes here, and the other key goes in here. If you ever decide to remove the top rails for some reason, but you can remove the box and leave the rails in place. There is no issue with that. Let me show you the rear suspension. Once again, the hitch is here, 7-pin connector for towing, trailer brake controller is included. Oh yeah, Rancho shocks. This is just kind of was affordable option for me to go with Ranchos. You can see some of the components underneath have a little bit of surface rust, like the axle, the plate that's holding the air compressor, the airbag system, the rear suspension in the back is working great. No issues ever. You can lift this truck when you're off-road for extra ground clearance. It's very comfortable to drive. It's like a couch on wheels. Very, very comfy. But the body has no rust, but the frame has a little bit of surface rust. It's very typical for a truck like this. As you can see, most of the frame is really good. But there are a few places like the shock mounts, maybe on top of the frame, where there's a little bit of surface rust. By the way, I refinished these rock rails and these steps. I recently painted them, but I did it myself, so it's not a perfect job. Here's another example of the frame. It spent most of its life in Colorado, which is low humidity, so not too bad. Let me go over the interior very quickly for you. The interior is great, except for this very typical GM seat tear, and I feel bad. I haven't spent a lot of time with this truck, and I haven't repaired it yet, so I feel really bad about that. Anyways, all the switches work. Power mirrors, heated seats. So once in a while the heated seat switch doesn't work, so it may be a connection problem, I'm not sure. The fog lamps work. There is a special switch for additional off-road lights. That's all wired in. Those are all Hummer parts. This truck is original as possible, basically. Let me fire this up for you. Let's see. Okay, so there you go. Let me show you. Let's see. Well, you can see my fuel efficiency is 11.3. That's pretty standard for this truck, I found. 115,696 miles. Clean Colorado title, no liens. The heater AC work. You have to be patient with AC. It's not very powerful in the summer. Heater is very powerful. Stereo works. Wheel mounted controls work. This truck does not have OnStar. There's a cubby hole here. The reason for this is that OnStar for 2003 models, the satellites that supported the old system have been discontinued. And I found this out from General Motors itself. So even if I put it back, the OnStar module, it would not be able to connect. So it's not a big deal. 4 high, and then neutral, 4 low. That all works. This truck crawls really great. We have many videos on TFL off-road with this truck. 4 high, you can hear the click. I wish new trucks would be this easy to control. Rear locker, I believe you have to be in 4 high lock, or you may need to start to move in order for the rear locker to engage. I know it works. Now, traction control system, 2 settings. Tow haul mode, I've used before. Height control, this is the air suspension for off-road mode. Brake controller, aftermarket Prodigy, works great. I love towing with this truck. Interior is in decent condition other than that little tear. So you can see the headliner, the visors. It's a low miles truck, so it's not, there's not too many things that can go wrong. Let me quickly show you the rear seat and the trunk area, cargo area. Here we go. I was just cleaning this truck. It has some of the tools that come with it. The seat pop open. I'm going to include this with the sale. This is a front hitch receiver. This truck has 2 hitches. But the front is actually, there's one pin that goes vertically in the bumper. So I had to custom make this piece. So over here, there's a pin that goes down into a hitch that's hidden underneath the license plate. And then you can have a front hitch receiver for whatever accessory you want to put on it. I used it once for a snowplow, and I felt like Mr. Plow. When we go camping, I usually sleep in the back of this truck because I started to dislike the tent on the ground. So when I fold these seats down diagonally, I can fit and sleep back here. Finally, this is a jump seat in the back. This is a 6-person vehicle. You can, of course, open this seat up, fold it. There's a spare tire. I haven't mounted it in the interior yet. I also have a HUMMER spare tire carry bag right here. I just wanted to show you this is a brand new tire, never been used, so it wasn't in the rotation. You can see it brand new. So this, let me hold on one second. You can see that this jump seat, I think, was used like twice. I used it once, the previous owner used it once or so, maybe several times. It's brand new. But when you pop open this seat, you can have a 6-person riding back here. So I used it once for July 4th when we had to bring some people over for a celebration. So there you have it. I'm hoping for a good price, nothing too crazy. I'm considering doing a no reserve, which is I'm a little bit nervous about. But if I can get something, 12,000 or over, I'll be very, very happy. Here's another look at the truck, kind of a wide view. As I said, almost no rust on the body, some rust, surface rust on the frame. New tires, brand new suspension, basically shocks. I mean, heavy duty steering, low miles. Thank you guys. Happy bidding on TFLbids.com.